were not the commanding officer when Corporal Nathan Cirillo was shot here. You took over in June, but you had a big job to do.
Yeah, I think after something like that occurs, it's an important piece to try and get closure. And I felt when I arrived there, the unit really did not have a collective closure. They went through the funeral. Again, everyone was in shock. Then they went off on their army tasks. There's taskings in the summertime, so they didn't really collect up for something. I felt that sunset ceremony would be the point in which all of us could close, the regimental family and the Cirillo family.
So there was something just missing with the regiment still?
Yes.
So you organized this sunset ceremony last night. Tell us a bit about that.
Well, we wanted to do it at our memorial pavilion. The unit has one at Bayfront Park in Hamilton. So we decided to do it at sunset because we had organized as well a pillar of light. So once it got dark, a spotlight went up into the sky, and the remark from Marcus was...
His son
was, look, Daddy's looking down on us. And it was very, very touching. And we handed out a memorial bracelet to the family. It was just something we thought would be appropriate.
Tell us a little bit about that bracelet.
Well, I mean, it is, the Americans do it a lot, and but I thought it was a touching piece for everyone to remember. I think I'd mentioned it before elsewhere. Each generation has a moment in time where they can always remember back to where they were exactly. Mm-hmm. And for my mother, God rest her soul, it was when JFK was killed. You can ask that generation, where were you when that happened? They'll be able to tell you. For us, it was 9/11. I can remember, I'm sure everyone here could remember when that happened. And for Canada, for the unit, for the Cirillo family, it was on the 22nd of October. So I wanted to etch something that would be etched in our not only our souls, but also, both figuratively and literally.
What does it say on that bracelet?
It basically just says Corporal Nathan Cirillo, Argyll and Sutherland Highlanders of Canada, killed 22nd of October 2014.
You were telling me a nice story about how those bracelets were handed out too.
Yeah, we at the pavilion when we gave it to the family. I mean, absolutely, they were very touched. And the intent was when we got back to the armories, we would hand them out to the remainder of the soldiers. And when I had walked up formally to ask to do that and elicit the help of the honorary colonels, Catherine said, would you be opposed to us helping you? Yeah, his mom. And I said, no, absolutely not. And so the entire family came down, and it was cute because, Marcus and his cousin were running around. They thought this was the greatest thing, and handing it out. And the other piece was, of course, as I said, I think at the time of the funeral, there was a lot of grief. There was a lot of emotional turmoil. I don't think that the soldiers had an opportunity truly to express their condolences to the family. They did, collectively, but individually, and I think this was an awesome time for them to actually connect with the Cirillo family, because the Cirillo family actually walked through all the ranks, and there were soldiers crying. She was hugging a number of them that she recognized, and I thought that was a phenomenal closure piece for the two families, really, of Nathan. The two families are Cirillo's first and foremost, but his regiment. I mean, he loved this regiment, and I know that this regiment loved him.
His regiment and all of Canada, I'm sure, are thinking of him today. I want to thank you for your time.
I want to thank you and thank the Canadians for all of their support.